addicts don't care about other people. Addicts don't give a shit about, and just to clarify, anyone listening, and it's not a competition, I'm not a drug addict. I'm not a alcoholic. I'm a sex addict, a gambling addict, recovering, food addict, alcohol, workaholic, all the process addictions, shopping, sex, food, love, all those things. And like the final ones that I'm struggling with are food and work.
Tell me about
Me
it.
too.
Right? Like, I mean, when I met Steve-O, this is my first conversation. He comes into my house, I'm, the Koreatown house, and I'm painting him for the show. And he's like, bro, I'm skyjacking. He's like, he's like explaining to me, I don't ever watch porn again. I don't watch porn anymore. I'm like, tell me how you did it. And then in the next breath, he goes, so I'm watching porn as I'm jerking off. And I go, wait, what? He goes, yeah, I was trying to come right as I pulled the parachute and I had to watch porn. I go, and it's what I say all the time. And it's our like loophole. It's for work, but it was for work, right? For guys like us that turned our hobbies into our careers, it's like, oh, I'm going to do the most fucked up shit that's not okay, but it's for work, right?
I mean, legit, it is the only time I watched porn in years.
Amazing. No judging, bro. By the way, I'm just saying, like,
and I'm also a drug addict, and I did the riding the bicycle thing with the general anesthesia drug.
Yeah,
that's like taking drugs for work. That was even more scary.
That's like David saying, like, okay, I'm gonna start painting prostitutes that I fuck while I fuck them.
Well, I did that,
painting it.
But I did do that.
Did you really?
Yeah, there was so many things that I did in my addiction that I didn't want to do, but content. Oh, this is gonna be in my book later.
Yeah, wow.
Like this is gonna be in the documentary. This is gonna be, everything is gonna be a dope story for when I get to Wild Ride one day. With the blue lighting in the back. And so when I say addicts don't give a fuck, I mean, they just want what they want. They don't think about like, oh, I'm gonna kill myself or I'm gonna overdose. They don't think about how that's gonna affect their family, their family's families, like all the people around them. It's just like this behavior is just like a tornado just ripping through. And so I'm like, oh, I'm horny. I want to have sex right now. I'm going to get a prostitute. She comes. She's like a supermodel that's doing this on the side. I'm like, oh, she's not like a sex traffic worker, And there's no consideration of her trauma, of where she's from, how she ended. It's just like, I want what I want right now. And she's selling her body and I'm willing to buy it. So we're adults and we're, it's all good. So I don't see the problem there, and that's just my life. I was like, everyone's an adult, everyone's making their decisions, good and bad. And so when I say that broke me, that's what I'm talking about. It just like
I went to I was doing an S program too, and when I went through my inventory, my sponsor at the time owned a women's battered shelter. And so I went there and I put in hours for each number on the list that I couldn't make amends to or whatever. And I was there for a while, and finally got to know some of the girls, and they were like, what are you doing here? And they all crowded around, and I was like, I'm making amends for I was an asshole to women and this and that. That fucked me up because it's like as I'm telling them why I'm there, there's like little girls around them, and I'm just like looking at all these girls like, dude, like fuck. Yeah, it was heavy.
But this is how change happens, right? So
America. If you thought Jackass Forever was crazy, oh boy, do I have a show for you. It's a multimedia comedy show called The Bucket List Tour. And the stuff I filmed for this show is way too hot for Jackass. Like the general anesthesia bike ride, the Vasectomy Olympics, and skyjacking. The footage is so intense, we have full-grown men passing out at almost every city this bus goes to. So if you think you can handle it, get your tickets right now at steve-o.com.